aligning my mic. This is me aligning my mic. Sound test. Sound test. Cool. So, it is nearing the wee hours of the night. Towards the end of my birthday. And I would be lying if I said I was completely sober recording this. Crossfaded than a mug. That's neither here nor there.
These crab cakes are good as a mug. I thinks with these crab cakes. I'm tearing these bad boys up.
I just turned 25. And when I say I'm dissociating so heavy, when I say that, I just turned 25. That's crazy to me. Like, that's crazy to me. Anyway, for those of you who don't know me, hi. Hey. My name is August Jasper, but my friends call me Goose. I'm filming this part at the end, because I just realized that I forgot to say it at the beginning, and I've already been talking for over 20 minutes. But yeah, don't forget to like this video and hit that subscribe button. And for every new subscriber I gain, that will be an extra affirmation that I say into the universe because it is my birthday. I'm gonna skip a long-winded intro because I have quite a few things on my mind. I guess I would consider this the revival of a series that I did in high school, which, like, if any, I don't know, 300 of you at this point, I don't know, have been around, at least since, like, 10 years ago. I did a series in high school called I Don't Know What I'm Doing, and it basically allowed me to just kind of speak off the top of my mind, which, you know, is something I was kind of doing that already to begin with. I was already you know, just doing things off the dome. And, like, I swear if I were ever to like republish any of the videos that I made in high school, just so you guys have an idea of, like, what I did and the stuff that I did, because listen, the videos that I made, I truly believe that the videos that I made in high school, especially considering the fandoms that I was in, I was actively a part of the One Direction fandom. And then once, literally, like, there of course there was that overlap, right, where I was a One Direction fan on top of being a 5 Seconds of Summer fan. Yeah, but once One Direction went on their little hiatus, okay, it was full speed ahead with 5 Seconds of Summer. At least for me. I was in the trenches. Honestly, I think this particular episode, especially of this revival of this series that I did way back when, it's been coming for a little while, because the way that come here, you need to hear this too. The way that I have seen so many posts on social media, and I know that it's a sentiment that is shared among, like, I guess who could be considered, like, among, like, the internet elders. Hi everyone, Editing Goose just popping in for a second just to clear some things up. I do get into this later on in the video about, like, how I felt like I was young and how it's very interesting to miss what I experienced while also seeing a bunch of people talk about missing something that they never experienced. But I didn't clarify what I meant about the specific sentiment that I was talking about, which is that I'm not the only person above the age of, like, 22 who was once a One Direction fan and is also now seeing people on the internet be like, God, you know, I'm not the only one. I know. I'm aware. I'm so aware I'm not the only one. So I just wanted to clarify that sentiment. Later on, it is implied that that's the sentiment I'm talking about, but I wanted to be upfront and honest and transparent with y'all. Okay. Back to the video. I thought that I was young as a One Direction fan, right? Oh God. I just looked over at my levels and I just realized I am peaking so crazy. I've been peaking for so long. I hope I can fix that. But yeah, hold on. I'm hoping this is a little better. I just turned my levels a bit down a little bit so I could still keep myself close to the mic. Also, I'm wearing shorts. Don't let that confuse you because I'm also wearing a blue shirt. Thank you. Back to what I was saying, though. I thought I was young. I knew that I was among, like, the younger One Direction fans, right? And even as, like a 12, 13-year-old, I was seeing other kids that were, 9, 10 years old, even at that time. And I was like, and they weren't even that much younger than me. At all. And so it's like, people forget that, even me, as a 12, 13-year-old, was, in the trenches. Okay? I became a One Direction fan, I would say, right in between Up All Night and Take Me Home, right? So there was a little bit that I missed, but by the time there was that in 2012 when One Direction performed at the Olympics opening ceremony. Oh man, dude, and while the moment their final performance was over, right? Anything witnessed after that would, at least in reference to the band, or at least them existing in the band, it's all something that's from the archives. It's something that is looked at in retrospect. And that's the thing. And I'm not gonna fault literal children, basically, compared to me, right? I'm not gonna fault literal children, literal teenagers, for being born in the time that they were born in, where they get to go on platforms like TikTok and make posts oh, I was really born to wake up in 2013 and tweet stuff about One Direction. What? Pump the mother brakes. Pump every single mother brake, dog. We are bumper to bumper in this conundrum traffic. This is crazy. Because now we're getting to the point where this year Louis Tomlinson is gonna be 33 years old. We're getting to the point where every One Direction member, they're closer to their mid-30s than they are to the age that they were when they were in the band. Okay? We have lived 2 One Direction lifespans post One Direction. And so, yeah, I suppose I do have a little bit of an issue, right? And not an issue with the people. Again, not gonna have an issue with someone who is a literal child and could not control when they were born, because I definitely around their age fell victim to oh my god, I wish I could have been born in the era of Destiny's Child. I wish I could have been I wish I could have been my age at the era of Destiny's Child and all of these amazing people. I know, right? I know what that's like to yearn for a time before yourself. Like, I get it. And I'm not gonna stop you. I'm not gonna stop you. Okay, you look at me. Look at me. I'm not gonna stop you. But at the end of the day,
At the end of the day.
Period. Yeah, whoever. Yeah. If you know the reference, you know the reference. And, like, if you don't know the reference, you don't know the reference. And, like, the girlies who get it. I miss One Direction. And I understand what it is like to miss something that you never got to experience, right? But at the same time, I miss it too. I was someone who was there. I was someone who woke up in 2012, 2013, 2014, 2015, essentially being like people, I'm gonna say it loud and proud on the internet for all my 300 plus subscribers. Like, specifically in the age of social media, at least, like, with the way that it was harnessed to create and perpetuate fandom in the 2010s, One Direction truly 100% walked so that BTS and other K-pop groups could run. Like, don't get me wrong, because listen, MySpace had her own flair. Okay, she brought what she needed to bring to the table. But One Direction, even before they had their own, like, singles and so, like, even before they had their own original music, guess who had people talking about them on social media while they were on the show? Guess who ran Tumblr? One Direction. Like, when it came down to it, it was always between One Direction fans and Super Hulock. Like, but listen, y'all don't want to have that conversation, and it's fine. We can have that conversation. Like, I can fully do like a more, like, full-fledged video about it. But at the end of the day, I mean, like, come on. Like, who are we kidding here, bro? Like, and it's also interesting because, like, it comes with its own kind of grief, you know? Because I know that literally days before Liam died, people were making fun of him. So I'm well aware that potentially one of his last thoughts about, like, the general public is that, like, they hated him, right? And as much as that doesn't excuse, like, the actions a lot of the actions that he did up until then, you know, allegedly cheating on his girlfriend, allegedly grooming some fans, a selection of fans over the years, and also what he did to Maya. Like, he's no longer around to be accountable for any of that. And it's really weird to have, like, this double nostalgia of, like, not only are you grieving your childhood, because I just turned 25. Okay, as far as I'm concerned, I mean, like, I might be starting a midlife crisis, who knows? But, like, there's also that other kind of grief of, like, this nostalgia about it. So, yeah, I literally just sat down here to just, like, talk about my birthday and turning 25, and then I was like, you know what, actually, let me talk about One Direction for how long? 20 minutes? Or, well, I would say probably, like, 15. Anyway. Man. Yeah, I'm gonna, at least over the next year of my life, from birthday to birthday, I want to be more active on YouTube and be more active towards my passions. I have quite a few projects in the works, that I really hope I want to be able to make something shake, you know? And who knows, I'll probably have this video uploaded in the motherfucking dead of night. But yeah, who knows? Maybe to get some shit started, I'll do what literally like so many other commentary YouTubers do and start making videos about Reddit, because why not? I'm trying to join that YouTube creator program. I'm trying to make that coin. You know what I'm saying? We're in a recession. Anyway, I love you guys. And I will see you next time. I'm out of here.